So,
Yeah.
it is. Especially if
lots of toys this time of the year, when Christmas is near. Evergreens are snowy white, sleigh bells ring all through the night, this time of the year, when Christmas is near. Somewhere near a steeple, people, they kneel and pray. Oh, and choirs sing, they sing carols of Christmas Day. Santa Claus, oh, is on his way, loads of joy on his sleigh, and this time of the year, when Christmas is near. Somewhere near a steeple, people kneel and pray. Oh, and choirs sing, oh, they sing carols of Christmas Day. Oh, and Santa Claus, oh, is on his way, loads of joy on his sleigh, this time of the year, when Christmas is near. Oh, yeah, this time of the year, when Christmas is near. Oh, Christmas is near.
Eve and Christmas Day are usually big days, as are birthdays and anniversaries and some national holidays. We kind of mark them at our church with a religious service like today, or a cookout when the weather is warm, or singing happy birthday to someone in fellowship hall or in the church service itself. One thing about some big days, too, is the concept that religion expands into the secular, or more likely, the secular takes a religious concept and makes it work better for the more general public. Yes, Christmas is sacred and secular, and we get those strange sculptures of secular Santa kneeling in adoration of the sacred baby Jesus, something like 400 years after Jesus' time, if you go by the life of St. Nick. St. Nicholas was a religious figure rechanneled. Halloween has become a big day that way too, with pagans trying to hold on to the moment. Family time and or friends celebrating with you, chosen family, you might say, can add to the joy of big days. A thing about big days is that there's anticipation, isn't there? The Christians get 4 weeks of Advent before Christmas, all preparing for the story of the birth of the baby Jesus, and for presents. As I preached last week at our neighbor Greater New Psalmist Church, there's a question. What do you want for the gifting holiday? And as I'll continue this coming Sunday, what did you get? The specialness is enhanced with children, generating lists of what they'd like. So many people arranging for toy giveaways so they don't go without. Even the games, from Santa is always watching to those infernal elves on shelves that are posed in gentle misbehavior. We don't always do this in the right way, of course. People have gotten lumps of coal. And it's not enough for the good presents to follow that shaming. Presents have been given for the giver's ego, not for the recipient's good. Big days can be kind of special, but if something goes wrong, they can be a great disappointment. But there are also the really great big days. You get what you want. Yeah, sometimes you have to buy it for yourself. It helps people grow closer. You've been able to give real joy. Or in a special relationship, the gifts don't matter at all. The thought really does count. We're at a big day now, Christmas Eve at First Unitarian Church of Toledo. We keep working on this Eve service year to year, as there's no set ritual, and we want to celebrate and then go to Fellowship Hall for cookies. We want to come together to observe a good, sacred, and secular Christmas that fits our Unitarian Universalist seeking and sometimes finding, don't we? Thanks for listening to another of my 500-word mini sermons. There's no need for me to ramble on farther. Let's have a service of music and stories celebrating this big day. So be it, and blessed be.
One, two, three. All right. You better watch out. You better not cry. Better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list and checking it twice. Gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good, for goodness sake. You better watch out, you better not cry, better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. To town. Thank you.
Good morning. Afternoon. Good afternoon. Who is ready for game number 1? This is an easy peasy game. You can stay right where you are. You do not have to do anything except yell out some words. I'm going to ask you to give me some words, and you will give them to me. And then when we're done, we're going to see what kind of story we've created. Are you ready? All right. And I especially want to hear from my younger friends. Who can give me a kind of vehicle? Something you drive or ride in? What you got, friend? A helicopter. Give me a sound effect. Yes, Susie. I will ask you a truck sound. What does a truck sound like? Vroom, vroom, vroom. Give me a different sound effect. Yes, Howard. I could not hear. A helicopter, what does that sound effect sound like? Well, okay, that is a good word, but we actually need the sound. A helicopter says like, flop, flop, flop. Is that right? Is that good? All right. Give me an adjective. Something that describes something. Nice, mean, smelly, yes. What you got, friend? Can you say that one more time? I couldn't hear you. Big. Perfect. Thank you. And somebody give me another kind of vehicle. Yes, what you got? A big elephant. Okay, can somebody give me a noun? Person, place, or thing? Yes, is that you, Conrad? What you got, Conrad?
Beans.
Did you say bees?
No, beans.
Beads. Okay. And can somebody give me a verb ending in ing? Yes, Susie, do you got one? Talking. This is shaping up nicely. Who can tell me a group of people? A team, a jury. Yes, what you got, friend? Yes. A mob? Love it.
What is that?
A mob is just a huge group of people. Okay, another adjective?
Morning.
Yes, Conrad.
Smelly.
Smelly? I had a feeling that one would come up.
I think they did the smelly.
Yes! Can somebody tell me the name of another vehicle, a thing that you ride on? Yes, Howard. Motorcycle, sure. Give me a verb, a thing that you do. Susie?
Walking.
And a noun, person, place, or thing. Okay, yes, way in the back there.
A city.
City? Okay.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, verb ending in ing. Howard, yeah. What?
He didn't mean to raise his hand.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Can somebody tell me a verb that ends in ing? Yes. Yeah. Sneakier. What about a noun? Yes, Carol.
No, I was just waving my hand. I'll give you one though.
Okay, now you're committed.
Okay, running.
A noun.
Oh, a noun?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I gotta think of some.
It's
A dog.
person, place, or thing, Carol.
What did you say?
Person, place, or thing. She said dog.
I said dog.
Dog?
Dog.
Perfect.
Thank you back there.
All right, give me an adjective. A descriptor.
Funny.
Yes, funny? Okay, that's a good one. Can somebody give me a G-rated part of the body?
What?
Howard?
Full.
What was that?
Hot.
Heart.
Heart. Ooh, this is gonna be fun. Verb ending in ing. Yes, in the back.
Farting.
All right, good one. Okay. Another adjective.
Beautiful. Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's, did I see a little bitty hand up in the back there?
No.
No? Okay. Beautiful, is that what you said? Beautiful. What about a plural part of the body? Still G-rated. Conrad?
Butts.
Butts?
But we only have one.
Adjective? Anybody?
Fancy.
Fancy? Delightful. Adjective? Anybody's good. Yes.
What was that? Legally?
Sneakily. Verb? Yes, what you got, friend? Say that again. Painting. What about an animal? Cheetah. Okay, we're almost at the end. Give me a noun. David.
Board president.
What did you say? Board?
I'm not bored. That's a descriptor and a noun.
All right, a verb.
Winning.
Excellent. Adjective.
Fishing.
Fishy. And one last vehicle. Yes, what you got, Susie?
A car.
A car.
I was gonna say sleigh.
Now poor Jeffrey is going to give us what we have come up with. You ready, Jeffrey? Can you turn Jeffrey's mic on? Because we do not want to miss this.
And I would like this redacted from the YouTube broadcast, Walter, please. Sneakily? Okay, that's gonna be fine. You have to pardon me here.
They want to sing it.
I can't bring it. Hold on. You gotta give me a second. Just... Okay, here we go. I'm gonna do a little slower today. Just hear those helicopter bells, whatever it is. Come on, it's big weather for an elephant right together with you. Outside the beats are talking and mobs are calling you who. Come on, it's smelly weather for a motorcycle rather ride together with you. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, let's walk, let's look at the city. We're sneaking in an wonderland of dogs. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, it's funny, just holding your heart. Seriously. We're farting along with the beautiful fairyland. Our butts are fancy and rosy and sneaky and cozy are we. We're painting up together like two cheetahs with a feather could be. Let's take that born president before us and win a chorus or two. Come on, it's fishy weather for a car ride together with you. Thank you, my friend, for the word car.
Now we're going to think about how wonderful all that snow we just had was. Over the ground lies a mantle of white, a heaven of diamonds shine down through the night. Two hearts are willing in spite of the chill in the weather. Love knows no season, love knows no clime. Romance can blossom any old time. Here in the open, we're walking and hoping together. Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird, here to stay is the new bird. He sings a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, "Are you married?" We'll say, "No, man," but you can do the job when you're in town. Later on we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland, walking in a winter wonderland, walking in a winter wonderland. Thank you.
So we're going to do this reading from the hymnal number 616 as a responsive reading. Yes. And I'll read the first line. It's by Sophia Lyon-Fawes, who was a very influential Unitarian educator in the 19th century. For so the children come, and so they have been coming. Always. No angels herald their beginnings. No prophets predict their future courses.
No wise sages
Yet each night a child is born is a holy night.
parents and loved ones sitting beside new children's cribs feel glory in sight of life beginning.
They ask, where and how will this new life end? Or will it ever end?
Each night
A child is born is a holy night. A time for singing, a time for wondering, a time for worshiping. So now we'll sing together hymn number 244, It Came Upon a Midnight Clear. The words for this hymn were written by Edmund Hamilton Sears, who has an interesting connection. He was born in 1810 in western Massachusetts. He decided to pursue Unitarian ministry, so he went to Harvard Divinity School. And his first job, when he got out of school, was as a missionary to this small new town on the Maumee River in northwest Ohio. He spent a year here in Toledo. He then moved back to Massachusetts and served several Unitarian churches there.
To
Good afternoon. Sounds like my mic is working.
From A Christmas Story, Carol. Just start over. From A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. In 1843, shortly after visiting Unitarians here in the United States, and then after joining a Unitarian church in his country, England, Charles Dickens wrote the beloved story called A Christmas Carol. It is about a man named Ebenezer Scrooge. Scrooge loved money above all things. To him, it was the most important thing in life. More important than family, friends, and the people who worked for him, or people in general. For our time of meditation, contemplation, and prayer, let's hear a little bit about Mr. Scrooge and a family member, his nephew. If you don't know the whole story, A Christmas Carol, yet, over the years you'll hear it. There are 3 important ghosts in it, but we won't get to them. For today, we are sticking to the beginning of Dickens' little book. Mr. Scrooge is in a very bad mood, but that doesn't affect his nephew's happiness. At Christmas time and throughout the year, moods change. Let's try for the better ones, but understand that people we meet might not be happy. Later on, they might be. We begin. He was a tight-fisted hand at the grindstone, Scrooge. A squeezing, wrenching, grasping, scraping, clutching, covetous old sinner. Hard and sharp as flint, from which no steel had ever struck out generous fire. Secret and self-contained and solitary as an oyster. The cold within him froze his old features, nipped his pointed nose, shriveled his cheek, stiffened his gait, made his eyes red, his thin lips blue, and spoke out shrewdly in his grating voice. A frosty rime was on his head, and on his eyebrows, and his wiry chin. He carried his own low temperature always about with him. He iced his office in the dog days, and didn't thaw it 1 degree at Christmas. Once upon a time, of all the good days in the year, on Christmas Eve, old Scrooge sat busy in his counting house. It was cold, bleak, bitter, biting weather, foggy thaw, and he could hear the people in the court outside go wheezing up and down, beating their hands on their breasts, and stamping their feet upon the pavement stones to warn them. The city clocks had only just gone 3, but it was quite dark already. It had not been light all day, and candles were flaring in the house and the windows of the neighboring offices like ruddy smears upon the palpable brown air. The fog came pouring in at every chink and keyhole, and was so dense without that although the court was of the narrowest, the houses opposite were mere phantoms. To see the dingy cloud come drooping down, obscuring everything, one might have thought that nature lived hard by and was brewing on a large scale. The door of Scrooge's house was open.
A Merry Christmas, Uncle. God save you.
It was the voice of Scrooge's nephew, who came upon him so quickly that this was the first intimation he had of his approach. "Ah," said Scrooge. "Humbug."
Christmas a humbug, Uncle? Surely you don't mean that.
"I do," said Scrooge. "Merry Christmas. What have you to be merry? What reason have you to be merry? You're poor enough."
Come then. What right have you to be dismal? What reason have you to be morose? You're rich enough.
Scrooge, having no better answer ready on the spur of the moment, said, "Ah!" again, and followed it up with, "Humbug."
Don't be cross, Uncle.
"What else can I be?" returned the uncle, "when I live in such a world of fools as this? Merry Christmas. Out upon Merry Christmas. What's Christmas time to you but a time for paying bills without money, a time for finding yourself a year older but not an hour richer, a time for balancing your books and having every item in them through and a round dozen of months presented dead against you. If I could work my will," said Scrooge indignantly, "every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled with his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart. He should."
There are many things from which I might have derived good, by which I have not profited, I dare say. Christmas among the rest. But I am sure I have always thought of Christmas time when it has come around. Apart from the veneration due to its sacred name and origin, if anything belonging to it can be apart from that, I've always thought of Christmas as a good time, a kind, forgiving, charitable, pleasant time. The only time I know of in the long calendar of the year, when men and women seem by one consent to open their shut-up hearts freely, and to think of people below them as if they really were fellow passengers to the grave, and not another race of creatures bound on other journeys. And therefore, Uncle, though it has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe that it has done me good, and will do me good, I say. God bless it. Don't be angry, Uncle. Come, dine with us tomorrow.
Scrooge said that he would see him. Yes, indeed he did. He went the whole length of the expression and said that he would see him in that extremity first.
I am sorry with all my heart to find you so resolute. We have never had any quarrel to which I have been a party, but I have made the trial in homage to Christmas, and I'll keep my Christmas humor to the last. So Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Good afternoon, said Scrooge.
And a Happy New Year.
Good afternoon, said Scrooge.
His nephew left the room without an angry word.
In the bleak midwinter, frosty wind made moan. Earth stood hard as iron, water like a stone. Snow had fallen, snow on snow, snow on snow. In the bleak midwinter, long ago. Angels and archangels may have gathered there, cherubim and seraphim thronged the air, but only his mother in her maiden bliss worship the beloved with a kiss. What can I give him, poor as I am? If I were a shepherd, I would bring a lamb. If I were a wise man, I would do my part. But what can I give him? Give my heart.
Are we ready for game number 2? I hope everyone grabbed a gift on your way into the sanctuary, but if you did not, please raise your hand and our holiday helper will bring you one. Holiday helper, there's a person directly behind you who somehow managed to miss the gift bag. You're being ignored. Just sit patiently. You'll probably get it sometime before New Year, maybe. This game is marginally more active than our previous game in that you will have to move your arms. But it will not exhaust anyone. These gifts that you are receiving are things that the kids and I made a few years ago, so Susie, they might look familiar to you. And Holiday Elf, there is one person up here in the very front who has not raised his hand. I think he's trying to be polite, but we're not going to have that. All right. I am going to read a poem that will sound somewhat familiar. Every time you hear the word "and," pass your gifts this way toward Jeffrey. Every time you hear the word "the," pass your gifts that way away from Jeffrey. If you have a hard time remembering which way you are supposed to pass your gift, do not worry about it at all. You pass it either way, it does not matter. This is just a game, and everybody who wants to end up with the gift will. Are we ready? Yes, okay. 'Twas the night before Christmas, or Kwanzaa, or Yule. I don't really know the dates because I'm a UU. The stockings were hung, and the presents were wrapped. It is pandemonium already. And my spouse and I had settled in for our naps. When out on the lawn, there arose such a clatter, I lurched to my feet to see what was the matter. Tripped over the dog and bumped into the wall. I looked out and you know what I saw. A miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. I had forgotten they were tiny, so that part was weird. Saint Nick yelled the deer's names, except the one with the nose. Rudolph does mostly PR, I suppose. The sleigh hit the roof. And up there, Santa parked. Had to find my way out of the room in the dark. I stumbled downstairs, and of course, there I found Santa exiting the fireplace hearth with a bound. He was dressed all in fleece from his toes to his face, and his clothes were all stained from our gross fireplace. A sack full of gifts he had flung on his back. I thought he'd be a while, so I got a snack. His eyes, yes, they twinkled, and his smile bright and wide. His cheeks were all red. It was freezing outside. The beard on his face was as white as the snows. And the cold made the mucus run down from his nose. He spoke not a word, which I found kind of rude, and he filled up our stockings with presents and food. And before I could offer him cookies or tea, left and right have no meaning anymore. He turned with a jerk and flew up the chimney. Then the small reindeer dashed and started to rise. And I thought my heart had grown at least one size. And I heard him exclaim, "Peace, I'll see you next winter." And Until then, remember, keep love at the center.
Well, now that you have gotten gifts, I need to ask for gifts for First Unitarian. The offerings during Christmas week, with the exception of contributions marked for regular pledges, are going to the minister's discretionary fund, a way of giving financial assistance to members of the congregation and, when possible, people asking at our doors. In the past, the fund had been set at $500 a year in the annual budget. But soon after I was called here as minister, we changed it to the Christmas week offerings, and it has built up a little bit over the past couple of years, so we can better be able to handle emergencies as well as small requests for assistance. The minister's discretionary fund has been used to pay utility bills and car repairs, help people who need money to make it to a next check, and buy groceries and gasoline and medicine. In churches with more substantial assets, the funds have been used to pay rent. We've covered some large utility needs, but haven't had enough yet for a rent fund. It has also been used to help with members' registrations for some Unitarian Universalist workshops and training, and for some contributions to charity. It is called the Minister's Discretionary Fund because the minister is authorized by the board to use it as the minister sees fit, as long as it is not of benefit to the minister, and to have confidentiality of the recipient in most cases. Please consider helping your fellow Toledo Unitarians and the people who turn to our church for emergency needs. While Randy plays and Gretchen sings our next Christmas song, Christmas Time Is Here, I was going to say we'll pass the baskets, but they're already coming back up. So please, and thank you for your donations.
Christmas time is here, happiness and cheer, fun for all the children call their favorite time of year. Snowflakes in the air, carols everywhere, olden times and ancient rhymes of love and dreams to share. Sleigh bells in the air, beauty everywhere. Yuletide by the fireside, and joyful memories there. Christmas time is here, we'll be drawing near. Oh, that we could always see such spirit through the year. Christmas time is here, we'll be drawing near. Oh, that we could always see such spirit through the year. Christmas time, Christmas time, Christmas time is here.
We do from time to time read scriptures from the Bible. Christmas scriptures. Luke chapter 1, verses 1 through 20, and Matthew chapter 1, 18, verses 2, and chapter 2, verse 15. In our Christmas Eve services, we give readings from traditional scripture. From the Christian Testament, Luke chapter 2, verse 1 through 20, and Matthew chapter 1, verse 18 through chapter 2, verse 15. The passages for tonight are translated from the Koine Greek by our member, Phil Park Thomas. I bring the Christmas story, beginning with Luke. And it happened in those days, an ordinance went out from Caesar that everyone in the empire should be entered into public record. This registration occurred when Quirinius was governor of Syria, and everyone went to his own city to be registered. And Joseph went out of Galilee, of the city of Nazareth to Judea, to a city of David, which is called Bethlehem, of the house and family of David, to register himself with Mary, to whom he was engaged. She was being in the late stage of pregnancy. And it came about when they were there, the time for her to give birth occurred. And she bore her first son and wrapped him in cloth strips and laid him in a feed trough because there was no place in the guest room. And shepherds were in the rural region, living in the fields and keeping sentry at night over their flock. And lo, a messenger of the Lord stood before them, and the glory of the Lord invested a halo around them, and they were terrified with a great fear. And the messenger announced to them, "Lo, I bring you glad tidings and great joy, which be for all people. For today is born to you a deliverer, who is Christ the Lord, in the city of David. And this is a mark for you. You shall find a baby wrapped in cloth strips, lying in the feed trough." And without prior warning, there was with the messenger a huge population of the host of the sky, praising God and saying, "Praises in the highest to God, and on earth, peace for people according to his good purpose." And it occurred when the messengers returned into the sky, the male adult shepherds said to each other, "Let us go immediately to Bethlehem and see what is occurring, to confirm what the Lord has opened to us." They hastily found Mary and Joseph and the baby lying in the feed trough. And having seen what they had been told about the infant, they published abroad concerning the child. And all who heard pondered the things that were being spoken by the shepherds to them. And Mary remembered all these things that were being spoken, combined in her heart. And the shepherds returned, praising and celebrating God for all the things they had heard and seen as it was to them. And now Matthew. Now the birth of Jesus Christ, his mother Mary, having been engaged to Joseph before they were conjugally cohabitating, she was found to be with child in the belly due to the sacred wind spirit. But her husband Joseph, being a righteous man and unwilling to expose her to public shame, secretly considered to dismiss her. And as he pondered these things, look, a messenger of the Lord appeared to him in a dream, saying, Joseph, son of David, do not be terrified to take Mary as your wife, for that what is within her is conceived by the Holy Wind Spirit. And she shall give birth to a son, and you shall name him Rescuer, Jesus. For he shall rescue his people from their aimless wanderings. Now all this occurred that which was spoken by the Lord through the prophet might be completed, saying, Look, the woman of marriageable age, with a child in her womb, shall bear a son, and they shall call him Emmanuel, which being interpreted, with us, God. And Joseph, having awakened from sleep, did as instructed by the messenger of the Lord, and accepted her as his wife, and did not have coitus with her until she had given birth to her firstborn son, and he called his name Rescuer. Now Rescuer, having been born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, Magi from the east arrived at Jerusalem, asking, Where is he who has been born king of the Judeans? For we witnessed his star while we were in the east and have come to pay him homage. But when Herod the king heard this, he panicked, and all Jerusalem with him. And he gathered a committee of all lead priests and of the copyists of the people. He probed them where the Christ was supposed to be born. And they said to him, In Bethlehem of Judea, for according to the writings by the prophet. And you, Bethlehem, land of Judea, in no way, least among the governors of Judea, out of you a leader shall go forward who shall shepherd my people Israel. Herod summoned the Magi in secret and asked them precisely what time the star appeared, and sending them to Bethlehem, precisely instructing them to seek the toddler. And when they found him, bring word back. I also may come to do homage to him. And when they had heard, the king departed. And see, the star, which they saw back in the east, preceded them until it stood over where the toddler was. And spying the star, they were exceedingly jubilant. And coming into his house, they found the toddler with his mother Mary, and fell on their faces in homage to him. Opening their treasures, they offered him gifts of gold, frankincense, myrrh. And receiving a divine oracle in a dream, they were told not to return to Herod, but go another way. And they withdrew to their country of origin. And after they departed, a messenger of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, "Get up, take the toddler and his mother with you, vanish into Egypt, and stay there until you are told, for Herod seeks the toddler to kill him." And he got up and took the toddler and his mother by night and disappeared into Egypt. And he stayed there until Herod's death occurred, as spoken by the Lord through the prophet who said, "Out of Egypt I summoned my son." And now we'll have congregational singing, number 237, the first Noel.
At the end of the service, and we're about to have a darkened sanctuary and candle lighting while we sing Silent Night. There's still some afternoon daylight, but I think the candle effect will still be apparent. I have some instructions. As soon as a candle is lit, keep it upright to avoid burning anything but the wick. And that includes yourself and our furniture, and it protects our carpet from dripping wax. So for you to light your candle, bend that unlit candle over the lit one to capture the flame, and then the next person can do the same to light their candle from yours. No candle bending after it's lit, please. We'll start this candle part with Melissa and I lighting our candles from the flame of the Unitarian Universalist chalice, while the electric lights in the sanctuary are lowered. Then we'll move row to row, so the person on the aisle can light a candle and have their flame passed along the row. Again, please let your neighbor light from your candle. At the end of the song, when the lights come back up, I'll ask you to blow your candles out so we don't have more risk of unexpected fire. And there is a fire extinguisher up front if we do have need. And after we sing Silent Night, with the sanctuary lit again, we'll all sing Joy to the World. On Christmas Eve in 1818, in Obendorf, Germany, Father Joseph Mohr of the Church of St. Nicholas had a particular challenge for the midnight service. The church was newly built, but its organ was broken. What he did was to write lyrics for a new song, and he hoped the organist, Franz Gruber, could write a tune to be played on guitar. They wrote Silent Night and sang it as a duo at that service. A person later went to St. Nicholas to repair the organ and heard about Silent Night and got a copy of the words and music. He took it to other churches, and a family of folk singers helped to spread it around. The song wasn't put in a hymn book until 20 years after it was written. It was first published in the U.S. in 1863, 45 years after Joseph Moore and Franz Gruber first sang it, though it was already being sung by German-speaking congregations in the U.S. Let's sing it together this evening, using a piano rather than a guitar or organ. Please remember to blow out your candle when Silent Night ends and before we sing Joy to the World. As this is the final part of the service, after our singing has ended, please go to Fellowship Hall, where we can all celebrate Christmas with cider or hot chocolate or tea and cookies. Thank you for coming together as Toledo Unitarians to celebrate on Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild.
Yeah.